Today, we're gonna do the case of the mysterious monster. I'm Jennifer Eagle. We've had enough of you, Jake. Thanks. We interrupt our program for this bulletin. The Radio Ridgeview newsroom tells us that a large monster was spotted by several people early this morning at Buccaneer Beach. The monster, described as over 60 feet long, raised its head up out of the water. It approached the beach and was reported to cry out at the amazed onlookers. Sounds pretty far-fetched to me, folks, but state investigators are at the beach right now, checking it out. Look out, Loch Ness Monster. Here comes the Ridgeview reptile. A sea monster at Buccaneer Beach? Let's get over there and check it out. Wow, look at all the people here at the beach. It's Mark Moriarty, and he's being interviewed by TV reporters. I thought something strange was going on, and now I see why. That Mark is always playing some clever trick. But how could he convince people that they saw a monster at the beach? Could he be telling the truth? For once? Hi, Jennifer. You hear about the monster we saw? Willie Barr was with me. He even saw it first, plain as day. Steve Shred was here too, windsurfing when it happened. He saw it too. Yeah, I saw it first, even before Mark. At least I thought I did. When I told him about it and pointed, he saw it too. He said he could see it as clear as day. It was huge, bigger than the tallest building in town. It was right out that way, about 50 feet offshore. It had a big long neck. We could see it even through the fog. This morning's fog has finally lifted. Sailboats cruise by a few hundred feet offshore. What in the world is that? It's a big piece of green plastic, about the size of a beach towel. It feels even thicker than the plastic sheet Dad puts over the firewood stacked in the backyard. That's strange. Where shall we go now? What's this place? The laboratory? Look at that! The floor of Professor Crank's lab is covered with sand. He must have been at the beach. Well, if you must know, I was at Buccaneer Beach this morning, but I didn't see any monster, just the blimp flying along the shore. I suppose it was on its way to the capital for the big game. I was testing my new practical joke invention, the smelly salmon. It's for when you go fishing with friends. You hook it to the line when they're not looking. Now, all fish smell bad, but the smelly salmon smells even worse. No fisherman can stand to stay in the same boat with it. Gross! I hope we're not having salmon for dinner. I'm going to sell it to a practical joke company. It will be my biggest hit since the singing banana. A large rubber fish rests on top of Professor Crank's workbench. It smells like a real dead fish, only worse. Let's get out of here. Let's go visit Shred. Steve Shred was at Buccaneer Beach this morning windsurfing. Let's find out what he saw. Hey, don't get me mixed up in this monster thing, detective dudes. I thought I saw something big over there, but it was Max Foggy this morning. Caught in sky time, you know? It's tough to know what you're seeing then, dude. I was waiting for it to clear up so I could go windsurfing. That's when I saw it. Whatever it was making this real high-pitched whining sound, like a tea kettle whistling when it's ready. What did you see? Just something really big and dark with a long neck out that way. From here, it was just too foggy to see more. I saw it just a micro-mini instant, and then it was gone. But it wasn't a ship or anything, even at high tide, and water here's too shallow for more than a rowboat to get in. Professor Crank was down here too, but I don't know if he saw anything. Don't tell anyone I said I saw a sea monster, though. Too many people in Richview already say my head's been sandbar skimming too long. Yeah, we won't tell anyone. What's Jennifer doing at the library? Maybe there'll be something at the library that will help us solve the case of the mysterious monster. There's that neurotic Mrs. Garcia now. You might try the books on biology. Biology is the study of living things. Those books list all the largest creatures ever discovered in our oceans and lakes. Let's see. Billions of years ago, great plesiosaurs lived in deep water right where Richview is today. They used their long necks and sharp teeth to catch fish. Plesiosaurs were marine dinosaurs. They grew up to 40 feet long and weighed many tons. Some of their pictures look like the monster Mark described. Like all dinosaurs, they are extinct. We studied plesiosaurs in school 2 years ago, and Mark was in my class. Wow, I feel bad for you, Jennifer. Mark is really annoying. Looks like someone left the TV going. Good thing we came back. It's a real waste of energy to leave it on. Looks like the news. But no one was injured at the big season opening parade when freak winds tore a giant balloon from the hands of the 20 people guiding it down Main Street here in the capital. The balloon was shaped like the long-necked cartoon character Danny the Dinosaur. Although it was as tall as a 3-story building, no one has seen it since it blew away. That's it. Somebody found that dinosaur thing, or it just happened to show up on the beach, and everybody thinks it's the monster. Well, crap, we were already here. And they're just going to say the same thing over and over again. Do we have enough clues to solve this mystery? Let's look at our digital notebook. I think we're ready to solve the case. Choose the 5 clues that best show whether or not the sea monster is real. Great! If you think that Mark and Willie really did see something at the beach, select the sea monster, even if you don't think they saw a real monster. Otherwise, select the person who you think made up the story. Hey, I admit I've played a few pranks on people in the past. Well, okay, I've played a lot of tricks on people, but Willie saw this one too. This thing was for real. Let's take a good hard look at the clue in our notebook. We can figure out this monster mystery. That's ridiculous. I didn't even see any monster. How can you say I made up the story? Damn it. We think it was Willie. Hey, I told you it's foggy. I told you I wasn't sure. Don't blame me for making the TV reporters tell everyone we saw a sea monster. Damn it. We figured it out. Mark and Willie really did see something this morning in the fog, and you can prove it. Let's check the evidence. Willie Barr says he thought I saw a sea monster bigger than a building this morning in the fog at Buccaneer Beach, where Mark Moriarty was with me, and he also says he saw the monster clearly. Steve Shred was at the beach, and I thought I saw something that was making a loud whistling noise, but the fog was too thick to be sure. Professor Crank was there, too, working on his smelly salmon invention. I didn't see a monster, just what I thought was the big-mouthed blimp flying by overhead. We found a tattered piece of heavy plastic on the sand, and saw on the TV news that a big balloon blew away from a parade in the state capitol this morning. That's what Mark and Willie saw in the fog, the balloon of Danny the dinosaur. Did you guys see the great article on Doublemint's sea monster case in this morning's Courier? Yeah, Doublemint figured out the sea monster case. Well, so did you, Jennifer. So did I, even though you couldn't see me. And we found the lost parade balloon at the same time. Great detective work! Let's stick that clipping in the scrapbook. Young detectives solve 2 mysteries at once. The young sleuths of the Eagle Eye Detective Agency solved 2 mysteries at once today. They discovered the remains of a huge balloon blown away from a state capitol parade, and they explained the report of a monster at Buccaneer Beach. Doublemint and Jennifer figured out that the 2 stories were related, said Richview's Police Chief Barnes. They talked to all the witnesses and learned enough to figure out what had happened. Strong winds carried the Danny the Dinosaur balloon from the Capitol to the beach, explained Jennifer Eagle, where our witnesses mistook it for a sea monster. The TV stations in the state capitol have all carried interviews with Doublemint and Jennifer, trying to explain how 2 young detectives solved a mystery that fooled all of their best roving reporters.